Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. What you will definitely encounter are ideas inspired by everyday experience and conversations that many are afraid to have. Inspired by G&G Legacy, produced by Mark Media. We dive deep into the most terrifying yet equally inspiring discussions, evoking the thinking in you without asking too many questions. How about that chat? This is exactly what you need to see on the best place to be. Enjoy.
Okay, let's go! Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm excited for this one, bro. Come on, let's go. Grab the mic over here. Just want to make sure that we're live. We're live over there.
Alright.
Welcome, younger brother. Otherwise, how are you feeling right now, man?
A bit nervous.
Yeah, try not to sound scripted. Don't try to speak. Just do it naturally. Let it flow from you, literally, naturally. It's gonna come. Relax, relax. We're just having a normal conversation. The difference is now we've got a camera that's looking at us. So no pressure. Look at me, look at the camera, look at the lights, look at the door, do whatever you're feeling comfortable with, and let's kick the ball rolling. Otherwise, how are you, man? How are you?
Mainly Roku. True. I think the pressure starting. It's exam season.
Oh my god, man. And I'm here making you shoot podcasts. Such a big bet, bro. Such a big bet, brother, man. Who is this guy? Oh my god. How are you? How you looking?
The one and all.
I can't even roast you how I want to roast you on this guy, on this camera. But yeah, by the way, we are in his room right now. My former room. I literally don't have a room in the house anymore because I am a visitor. I'm never here on a permanent basis, man. So yeah, we are literally setting up shop here. This is going to be such a pivotal moment of our relationship, the reason I say this is because I saw the note that you wrote me this morning. And this is the reason why we're sitting here today. I saw some maturity. I saw love. I received a lot of love from that. Because in Sunday one and Woku, to be honest, I literally just saw it now late. Because I'm like, yo, this room that I sleep in usually doesn't have that piece of paper there. So when I opened it up, I'm like, whoa, younger brother is showing me some love, man. We're gonna show it, post editing, but it really touched my heart, man. Really touched my heart. And usually I don't post things that mean so much to me, and I just had to put that on my status and tell the people that I'm touched. And it got to me, and I realized you're actually ready for the podcast. Remember I said I was gonna have you on like the 20th episode or something, but nah, it got me thinking that you're ready for the episode. Otherwise, how is school, man? How does it feel to be a young man in South Africa, young man in Queenstown? You're rocking the grey, you're wearing the grey proudly. How does that feel, man?
I know, me. It feels good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure, however, but man, we make sure. I mean, who else? But it is pressurizing a bit.
Yeah.
Being in school and being a young man, soon to be in initiation school. I think so now Omdu has to act a certain way.
Yeah, for sure.
For a preparation of both a matric, RCL council, and that initiation school.
Yeah.
You have to be able, because of when it's already and all that.
Yeah. Convince the parents that it's time. Convince the parents that you can't just go. There's one thing that we didn't do in this podcast. Who are you? What's your name? What are you? What are you doing here? What's going on with you? Because I find it hard to introduce people here, man. Because I don't know. I feel like Trevor Noah says this all the time in his podcast. Like, yo, I find it hard to introduce people that I know personally. Man, it's the same thing. It's like, I know you, né? But the person who's going to be listening to this sometime in the future won't know who you are. So just give them a brief of who you are, what you're all about, and I'm going to tell you what I think of you as soon as you say that. It's something that we usually speak about. But yeah, carry it.
Firstly,
Yeah.
this is Siyamthanda Ganya,
Shut up, man.
who is currently 17 years old,
Shut up.
doing grade 11 at Hexagon. A socially awkward at times and an introverted fellow,
Yeah.
but then deep voice, tall, good looking. I mean, who
What's
else?
that? Divorce.
No, deep voice.
Oh yeah, deep voice. And then deep voice. Okay. It's like people always tell me this, like when I'm speaking, it's like it's what I'm getting from you. You know what? The voice that people say I have is the voice that I hear from you. It's crazy. Like, come on, guys. And nah, yo, it's not me. So you should listen to my younger brother speak, man. But yeah, let me go on, man.
I'm not saying Kobe.
That's deep voice. such a. My friends are gonna be watching this on some. Oh, this guy can't do this. Someone who has a deeper voice than you. It's crazy.
And additional the Abandu, Batando Comperisha, Dance Comperisha, the people that know us both.
Yeah.
The Kumbulana, like instance of which I went to a gardens.
Sure.
When you were chilling with some other people.
Oh, yeah.
And then as I left, I heard their voices. Go, please, bye.
You're fine now. But yeah. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. It happens all the time, actually. Like, you're fine now. And I'm like, yo. Alright, are we back? We're back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Shout out to Meg G, man. Oh, yeah, I'm a student of the game, man. I love all these podcasters, man. Trevor, Meg G, and Saul over there, and then Vusi Tembewaya. That's my top 3 of podcasters. So every time I speak to someone, I realize that I'm mimicking at least one of them in one particular thing. So if I'm trying to be funny, I pull out my Trevor Noah, like intellectual wit. And then if I'm trying to be like entertainingly funny, it's like I'm gonna be Meg G or Saul. And then if I'm trying to go deep, like in the intellectual stuff, I'm gonna be Vusi Tembewaya. But I think it's time I be myself, man. It's time I be myself.
Nah, clean.
I've reached that stage now. Am I shocking you with the sudden deepness? I just go deep into it. But I don't even remember what we were talking about, man. What were we talking about?
People comparing.
Oh yeah. No, it should be. I can imagine it's worse in school because I went to the same school, and I have to say we left quite a legacy there at Hexagon High School. How is it there, man? How are the teachers? What are the teachers saying? Don't mention them by name. We don't need lawsuits here. I don't want to mention people and they say, why did you mention me on the podcast? We don't want that, man. But yeah, how is it at school? Is it as worse as it is on the outside?
It's despite e-learners, of which I think they are the only thing ruining your reputation in Hexagon.
Ruining a reputation?
Not your reputation, but of what they stand for. Let me say.
Who's ruining a reputation and whose reputation is being ruined here?
The learners is the school. Themselves.
Or they're ruining the reputation of themselves and the school.
Clean.
So probably they're doing things that particularly do not uphold the values of Hexagon High School. Wow.
Clean.
Wow. What do they do?
I know it's common. There's a point. It's very common.
Smoking weed at gardens.
Yeah, of the amount of pregnancies that have occurred, which it's wild. But other than that, the scholar in itself is progressing.
Yeah.
There are some good learners. For example, the RCL Council,
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
They're pushing.
They're pushing the way, like for the first time, I think for the first time in the history of Iskolo, they went to a leadership camp.
Nice.
Leadership camp for a weekend, of which about innovative and the way they're exploring new ideas. Go out for the first time in 4 years, they call you V-Bash.
Okay.
Of which that was crazy.
Of course that's entertaining for you guys.
I'm not
V-Bash.
I'm not, it should be. It should be. I think that's the premise for the fundraising and all that.
Yeah.
But then about innovative of which and then I feel as if I want to be Lowe. I wish I was in Great Off Glonyak. I also have many ideas that they haven't implemented as of yet.
Yeah.
Okay, now I occasionally suggest as ideas.
Look, it's there's two things I'm picking up from this. Number one, you aspire to be a leader, you know, even amongst your peers. You aspire, number two, to make an impact in the environment that you're in, which is the school environment, because you are in grade 11 now, going to grade 12. That's where they pick the RCL, and that's the leadership structure of the school, basically. And you are saying you are taking notes from the people that are in that position now, so that when you are in the same position, if you get into the same position, you can be able to pick up where they left off and build upon the standard that they've set. So, do you think you, amongst your peers now, grade 11, number one, do you think you have the potential that you think you have?
Very few, to be frank.
A leader doesn't see things that way, but I'll tell you why. Yeah,
I know a leader is supposed to see potential amongst the masses,
for sure.
But then I still have a flaws before I turn into a capable leader. Hence why I'm trying to work on myself as much as possible, Glonyaka, before I'd have to cater for Abanyaband and have an impact.
One of the things I like about you, you're a very smart kid, man. You're a very intelligent young man. You know, it makes me wonder. I feel like I've had conversations with people your age. Yeah. And then I have conversations with you, obviously. Do you feel like you are more advanced for your age, without dumbing down someone else's light, but just to speak for yourself? Do you feel like you as a person are a little bit advanced for generally, in terms of majority, you're more advanced than your age mates?
Okay, this is without ego, but
we have these conversations. I'm setting you up right now. This is like the aftermath of the conversations over the years. So I'm gonna try to not be so big brotherly. I'm gonna let him lead the conversation. I'm listening.
Yes. To feel Ganja.
I need you to remember this is gonna be up in the history of the podcast. Think of the fact that I'm gonna be building this podcast like to a large magnitude. And this is gonna remain in history of the podcast. So whatever you say will be used against you in the court of law.
I'm fully conscious. I'm fully conscious.
Yeah, but more than anything, I love the moment that you and I are having right now. It's a moment of joy for me. It's a moment of pride. It's a moment of gratitude, to be here with you, having this conversation in front of a camera. But as I said, I'm not going to be too big brotherly. I'm going to let you lead the conversation you were saying. Give me instances. What usually happens? Is it like in conversation? Is it in normal behavior? Is it, where do you see the distinction between yourself and the other kids?
But mainly I've never, and I don't fit in. But it's not in that sense of which it's the introverted sense of not fitting in.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, then I would have remained entirely silent. I do have the conversations. I do take the time to understand certain people and be more amiable per se.
Yeah.
But then I still feel as if we can reach. I still feel suffocated in a sense of which I've never had the conversations that I yawn to have with the age mates as well.
Give me one conversation, let's have it. I know we speak a lot, but give me one conversation that you would like to have that you can't have with them. We'll talk about it.
Yes. In terms of the
Anything. Anything.
spiritual being, let me say.
Are you touching that one? Because for obvious reasons. What do you want to know? Kanye, what do you know? Tell me, what do you understand when you know with regards to spirituality?
Not plenty. To say well, I still see abanye bantu that are going through that journey.
Yeah, I think more than anything, it goes to. It's such a vague way to start it, but I'm going to speak about God because that's all I know. Yeah, but
Clear.
so now spirituality for me is being in alignment with the Holy Spirit. Yeah, but the Holy Spirit is one, and that's God, and that's the Savior, the one and only Savior. Yeah, but and I can only speak of spirituality in that context. Yeah, but you know me back in the day. I used to have conversations that are all over. I used to have conversations that pull me away from God. Yeah, but
Atheist.
I didn't want to say that. I don't want those words to come out of my mouth because I'm on a journey now. I'm with God. You know, God is within me. So I can only speak of spirituality in that sense. Yeah, but and I don't want this whole podcast to be about that, but I would like to say, Ndobana, I hope you are literally open to the idea of, not even to the idea, I hope you are open to the reality of God being in existence. I hope you are open to, when I say open, I mean you entertaining it in your mind. You're thinking about it, that you exist because He is. You are because He is. And Aiko in you, there's nothing before, there's nothing after Him. And I don't want to get preachy because I'll speak for about 2 hours if I continue talking about God now. But spirituality for me means God. It means being saved. It means walking with and amongst and next to God. So why is it hard for them to speak about this?
Before independent numbers, there's still one point regarding the way that you just spoke about to work.
I just touched on a little bit.
You just said about your spirituality, in your opinion, will be based on the religion.
Religion.
Well,
it's based on God.
Okay, firstly, I don't think I'll be able to, and this is not to sound atheistic because
usually it's like when people say, I don't mean to offend you. It's like, come on. I know what's coming, but shoot. Let's go.
I know God exists, no?
Yeah.
But I can't indulge Chloe Okwango because if I do try to have a connection with God or anything, then I might sink into a religion. If I do Lowe without finding, additionally still, self-discovery journey.
Yeah.
If I enter Lowe without having to discover myself first, both personally and spiritually, then I'm deeply afraid about I might try to find God through a religion, which might screw me.
Look at it this way, man. Spirituality is a universal thing, and people have different means of connecting spiritually to God. Other people call themselves Buddhists, other people call themselves I don't want to mention these things, man. Others are Christians, others are this, others are that, others are this, others are that. Others believe in ancestral connections, which is a spiritual act, but more than anything, it's spiritual. And I believe because we are people and we've been given the free will to literally choose, to pick and choose what we want to do and what we want to indulge in, we came to the conclusion that there's no conclusion. Because the fact that these things exist in their entirety, in their numbers that they exist in, it means in the one that we were unable to reach one conclusion. But God doesn't change. God is not shaken. God doesn't waver. God is still. God is resolute. He stands resolute. It doesn't change. And God is not a chameleon. God is not one day gonna be red, the next day I'll be blue, the next day I'll be any color. It's just literally God. And I know I'm ruling I know I'm not really answering your questions, but I feel like this is the thing that I am currently going through, and I'm not ready to put it into a public platform. As I've observed in this religion thing, there's steps, there's growth in religion. There's literally phases that you go through as a believer and as a person in faith. There's the discovery that, whoa, hey, God has been here. And it's like, whoa, what do I do now? And the next thing is there's the realization that He's been there. He's never not been there. And what comes after is the need to seek Him. Now the journey begins when you start seeking God. There's different stages. You start at an infancy stage where you start thinking about all the things that have transpired, things that you would not have otherwise gone through if it were up to your own strength, if it were up to your own might and will. But there has to be something that's way bigger than you, something that's way above your means, that had to carry you through that. And there's the infancy stage, and then there's phases that develop. You're going to start reading the Bible. You're going to start quoting scriptures, I was speaking to someone. I was speaking to someone recently, and they're saying, last year, it was someone I was very close with, and she said to me, last year, which was 2023, she was a baby Christian, and she was tasked with something that was way bigger than what she could handle at the time, because the journey of her faith, the point of growth in her journey was not yet powerful enough to carry what she had to, put on her shoulders at that particular point in time. And now she has grown to a point where even in church, she's involved with ministries. Even whoever she speaks to, she will minister the good news. She will minister the word of God. Wherever she is, man, whoever she's going to meet, anyone who's going to come into her life has to be someone who's been sanctified, by the blood of Jesus, by God. And she can't allow anything that is not of God to penetrate into her life. And it comes with all those stages. At some point, you're going to be knowing the stories in the Bible. You're going to be knowing the good news. You're going to be knowing the words. You're going to be able to quote the Bible for every scenario in your life. And for me, I feel like I'm at the beginning stages of, my journey to Christ. I'm at the beginning stages. So I don't like speaking prematurely, I don't like speaking from a point of ignorance, because that's what I would be doing if I would indulge into this as if I know 100% what I'm talking about. It's a journey of self-discovery, it's a journey of rediscovery, it's a journey of reuniting and connecting. And in this gaba, and God knows what to reveal to you at any particular point in time. I can hear Him now. I can hear when God speaks to me. I can hear when God tells me to step out of particular situations, step into particular situations, to let go of who, to embrace this, to be in these particular spaces. And I know now how to listen to God. And that's the next phase that I'm on basically right now. And just listen, the advice that I would give to you, when it comes to this, listen to the voice within. That's God speaking to you. He knows what's good for you. You know He knows what's good for you. And you're going to know it when it hits you. You will know it when it hits you. People always know what's right and what's wrong. And the common mistake that people do is they never listen to the voice that's guiding them into the light. Yeah, boy. I don't mean to preach. I don't mean to preach. I wanted to have fun with you here. And this is fun for me. Remember, this is very fun for me. I would have conversations about God. Yes. But at this point that I'm in right now, I like hearing from people who are far ahead in this journey of faith from me. But if I get the opportunity to speak to someone like you who, because you never know what seed needs to be planted in someone in order for them to begin their journey of faith.
Sure.
And I never pass out the opportunity. And this is me just planting a seed. If there is a need to plant a seed, you probably, run this conversation back and think about what I've said, and there's going to be particular references that you're going to make in particular instances of your own life at that particular point. I don't know, but God is speaking. God is speaking, and it's speaking. He's speaking. So you can't expect. It also goes with, aina age. It doesn't have age. It doesn't have time. But in the general consensus, you can't expect a kid on a 16 to be so far deep in their journey of faith that they can have deep and proper conversations about spirituality. Because I believe, I say this to you all the time, if you see more, you get to conceptualize more. Conceptualizing is putting things together so that they make sense.
Great.
Now, if you can conceptualize more, you get to materialize more. Materializing is bringing those things into life, the things that you've brought together, you mold them and they come into life. Now, when you can materialize more, you can produce more. Now you can get to create. And when you can create more or produce more, you get to contribute more. And it's a cycle. It's a cycle. Now the contribution comes to the impact that you have on anybody or Ganya on anything. Same goes with faith. You get to see more in your life. You get to go on a journey of your own journey, your own individual journey as a human being, Ganya, as a spiritual being. And through that, you see, you conceptualize, you materialize, you produce, and you can get to contribute both. That's why people who have reached a particular level in their journey of faith are able to stand in front of a congregation and say, God did. This is what he does. Deuteronomy, whatever, Matthew chapter 2, you know what I mean? Because they've reached a certain level due to their journey. So don't be too hard on the people that are around you for not being able to have certain conversations, with yourself, because they are still going through life. It's just that when, fortunately enough, you've been exposed to things or other people that have been through these things that can spike something in your mind to think about particular things. You seek certain knowledge, you put yourself in certain situations and certain positions that allow you to be able to conceptualize and materialize and do certain things. But don't be too hard on them. They will get around. They will get around. As I said, I don't want to be too big brotherly, man. I don't want to. This took a turn now. Come on. I don't want to do this. This is about him. I want him to speak here. I want him to speak. What else? What other conversations can they have? That's spirituality. What else do you want to say about spirituality before we move on from this?
Oh, Flip. Still banging up into the numbers.
Which question?
Why don't they speak about spirituality and stuff?
I just answered it.
Yeah, because it's a pendulum question now.
I just answered it.
I know then. I have no further queries about Louis.
So that's the only thing that you say you're more advanced than them, Guyo? The spiritual aspect of things?
No. Yes, there's still more. Give it to me. Prof, I'm not saying the better example in this aspect.
Yeah.
But it benefits me more than it benefits them, let me say.
Yeah. It's thinking about you being a young person and going through life the way that you're going through, because you feel like you are a little bit more advanced for your age, You feel like you can connect to people older than yourself. You feel like you can make certain connections that your age mates can't make. Yeah, bro.
Sure.
Now I'm particularly interested in the aspect of you being a young man. Yeah, bro. How do you feel about men opening up? Yeah, bro. In terms of talking about their feelings and admitting when there's a problem, within themselves, and saying, hey, kubuhlungu and I need help.
I find no problem, Chloe. It's like it grand because dude does have to feel the need of expressing, but then social norms and social stigmas. Yes. Do I come across so many videos and so many people, of which they have partners that say, okay, my man cried to me, and that's when my perception of him changed. Somehow, a man who expresses a man that expresses his feelings becomes less masculine in their eyes. And then they decide to their attraction to them lessens.
Wow, that's still a thing even with your generation. That's very surprising to me, because I thought we were, as a society, at a point where we both embrace the masculine and the feminine. It surprises me that we still live in a society that doesn't embrace both the feminine and the masculine in everybody. Because what I've seen is there's been a general trend in terms of soft man. It's been accepted. You see people wearing feminine clothes, you see people doing feminine hairstyles, braids and stuff like that. And I'm gonna speak like a 17-year-old. These girls are attracted to that. It's hot. That's hot, man. The hairstyles and everything like that. And that's just the physical appearance of it. And the internal aspect of it would be the internalization of emotions. I really thought we were over that whole thing that men have to be tough. Everything has changed, man, in society. And I can't believe it's happening within your generation too. That's crazy for me. That's really crazy. Has a girl ever done that to you?
No. Complicated because I'm not expressive to my friends a lot. Never mind to a girl per se.
Because of your personality, or because you're trying to be a man, you're trying to be macho. And I've had instances of moms telling me, what? Like, yo, Sia's teachers are crying over there. Sia, they say he has a big ego. Sia, Gavando. Sia literally thinks he's bigger than everything. His ego is through the roof. And I was like, whoa, this young man. I've been where he is, but I've never been to a point where the parents are calling my mom about it. Because I was able to find a de facto in it. I was able to balance that with charm. I was able to balance that with charm because you're an achiever. No one can dispute that you are an achiever, right?
Sure.
But that alone cannot stand for. It's like, okay, he's achieving, but at what cost? He's still a douchebag. So you need to balance it with the people's with I don't know how to put this, but I used to balance it with charm. So the minute it disarms them, there's something about people thinking that you are a douchebag, and then they speak to you and they're like, whoa, I was wrong. Like this person is a very good person. What's going on? I was wrong all this time. So they were complaining to me about that. They're like, So it may have to do with the fact that you don't open up. The ego separates you from yourself, from your true being, because it's a protective mechanism. But it puts you up here. It makes you feel like you are the best thing ever. But whatever you are feeling matters. Whatever anyone else is feeling, put that aside. Stuff that. No. I don't care about anyone else. It's about me. I look good. I am tall. I have a voice. I am literally an achiever. Who's going to tell me what? You know what I mean? I can speak to people how I want to speak to people. I can treat people how I want to treat people. And it makes me feel good, man. It makes me feel good, you know. But there's a scared little boy that's sitting there, you know, that's being shielded by the ego. And the ego is presenting all of these things, all of these extra things, and is shielding the little boy that's sitting there. That's like, man, actually, I feel like I'm not good enough. You know, I feel like I don't fit in here. I feel like I'm not as great as I think I am. So I need to convince everyone else that I'm good so that I can feel good about myself. Yeah, but could it be that you are, or Ganya, were going through that? Take me through your journey when it comes to that.
That used to be the case back last year.
Yeah.
I think as the complaints that you're talking about were issued last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be the case, but then now, as I previously said, trying to be more open and more amiable. Because that one over last year, but it's not doing me, but it is doing me good, but it's doing me more bad than good.
Mm-hmm. What happened? Did you lose friends? Did you?
Not necessarily. Sure, I lost people, but
did you lose your crowd?
No. No, they weren't necessarily my friends. They were acquaintances, but there were people who were on their way to being my friends.
Yeah.
Sure, I was losing them. I was losing the faith that teachers had in me.
Because you're full of yourself, that's why.
The teachers were becoming more and more detached. I felt it.
Yeah.
Energy is a powerful thing. I felt Lowe.
Yeah.
I felt Lowe, of which from then on, throughout December, I thought about Lowe.
Yeah.
And then I decided this time around about, okay, this year is all about presenting myself in a certain way that I'm friendly, yet it will maintain a small portion of the effect that the ego had. But okay, and this will not be in a certain sense. Okay, no, there still has to be no way, like
just for control. Yeah, because people will test you. People will try you.
Obviously.
Because you're on a particular journey doesn't mean Abanya Bandu are on it. So if you try to be a good person, other people are not on that. They're living their own lives, so they'll poke at you sometimes. But yeah.
No. I'm trying to be on that journey, but I maintain as always to still have an impact, yet still be as myself as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's the journey I'm going on, and this trying to improve on it.
Yeah.
Trying to improve.
Those are his results for the past term. We're not going to speak about that. I see good numbers though. I see very beautiful numbers, but we're not going to speak about them. We're not speaking about results. We're speaking about processes right now. Speaking about what people are going through. We're speaking about experiences, you know. Look, I forgot this question now. I was going to ask something. What was I going to ask?
Take your time.
Flip. Just repeat what you were saying again.
Last sentence. Trying to have an impact.
Yes, beautiful man. Beautiful man. No, look, this is what the ego does. We speak about this a lot now because it's something that I've been through. Yeah, but and it's unfortunately cost me quite a lot. Yeah, but and it's not something I'm gonna get into, you know, in the context of myself, but it separates you from the truth. Yeah, but the truth of who you are, the truth of your destiny, the truth of what you're supposed to be achieving, the truth of the people, the righteous people that you were supposed to be attracting to your own life. And the reason why people detach themselves from you is because they feel the inauthenticity from you. It's like Longu is a manufactured person, and nobody wants to be associated with Hong Kong. Yeah, and it happens all the time. It happens all the time. The people who stick around in your life when your life is ego-fueled, they stick around for a short period before they get burned. Yeah, and you burn enough people along the way that when it's time to reflect and look at your own self, you're like, whoa, for every burn that I put on somebody, it came back 10 times. And when it's time for you to open that up, it's like, yeah, it puts you down. It puts you down. So you're very fortunate to have discovered these particular things so early, man. Yeah, and shout out to me, man. Shout out to me. Sharing experiences. There's something to be said about having a big brother who's been through what you are going through, who is able to foster conversations that you can't have with other people because they don't relate, and you can't relate to those particular people. There's something about having someone who's gone through a particular journey that can show you that if you continue going down here, this might happen. If you continue going down there, this might happen. And I think to a certain extent, that's some of the problems that we have in society right now. We have a bunch of young men who have no sense of direction because no true, fruitful, and lucrative direction has been set for them. Yeah, but not to say I walked in this path, therefore you should walk on this path. I never say that to you. I always say, but make your own choices and make it your own truth. Yeah, but it's to say, if you go down here, experience tells me to tell you that you're gonna burn. Yeah, but now you know me, I'm very open-minded. Now I'll say, but if you do wanna burn, go burn. But as long as it's all if you can take the heat, go into the pot. You know what I mean? I got into the pot, I came out just fine. Chances are you might come out just fine, but you don't know. I didn't know. I'm gracefully gliding through this, man. Like it's God's grace and mercy that I got through the things that I got through. You know what I mean? And my journey is my journey, but I'll share it someday. Yeah, I'll share it someday. I don't wanna go into particular instances when it comes to these conversations that we're having right now. Yeah, because the conversation is about young men in society. It's about, some of the issues that impact, young people, particularly young men. And we need more conversations around issues like this. We need more conversations around young men and the daily life that they are facing. We need more open conversations about their feelings, and the struggles they're going through. And things that they can't relate to the next person because they'll come across as weaklings. Yeah, it hurts me so much to speak to somebody and they literally just don't want to open up because they think I'm going to treat them a certain way once they tell me about their feelings. And I do that all the time. Now you know me. You know me. Now if I'm feeling it now, you know it's coming out. Like, yo, younger brother, listen. Listen, lads. You just got to me now. This is what's happening. Yeah, in most instances, I just need you to listen to me. Yeah, and I think the reason why I have you here is I believe that there is redemption. Yeah, there is redemption. There is a solution. And the solution is more conversations with the people that are directly affected. If the conversations are not direct, it's going to happen like this. It's going to be you and I having a conversation and indirectly impacting someone else. Yeah, and that's the beauty of having open conversations like this. What's that? I've been tested by. Oh. Say anything profound, I don't remember. I don't remember, but damn, I hope I did, man. But yeah. That's the gist of it. That's the gist of it. What are other issues that you think actually affect young men? I don't want to keep you here too long. You're writing. My podcast is gonna be so weird. Because I'm going to be having episodes that are incoherent, that are speaking of different issues, that are short sometimes. It's just things that I want to do. Like, I wake up one day and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shoot an episode, and that's literally just that. You're gonna keep you Nyemezelane, man. Nyemezelane. If you're watching this in the future, Nyemezela, because I'm not gonna be posting anytime soon. Probably gonna start posting 12 months from now. But yeah, let's go. What are other issues that you think are affecting young men in society right now?
Sure.
From your experience, can you from your peers' experience, can you from watching other people?
Either way, answer is a bit cliche because it's either I'm not gonna talk about girls now.
And we'll talk about girls. Let's go. We're just not gonna be talk about girls. It's part of it. It's a major part of it.
Flip.
And I'm letting you lead the conversation on purpose, because if I would lead it, it would go in a different direction. Yeah, bro. I'm leading it from the perspective of a young man today. Yeah, bro. On purpose. Yeah, bro. So I need you to engage like that.
I'm not sure about the make of young men today and girls.
Yeah. So what? Y'all don't like girls anymore? What's going on there? Are you just like, we're done with y'all. We're just gonna be whatever you guys are doing now.
No, not that they are done with them.
How do you mean they? You're part of young man. You are. Speak as a collective. When there's a general issue, include yourself in the issue. You're there. You're part of the struggle.
Okay, we are pedophilic more than intimate. Pedophilic more than intimate with girls and shit.
So you're like young girls?
Seemingly that's the case. It's a cycle now. It's a cycle.
What's going on? But it's something that's been happening. Naturally, I think men are attracted to younger girls because of the I don't know for what reason.
Blind-mindedness, innocence.
I really don't know.
Either way, I just view it as a cycle.
So you think it's innocence? What do you think causes that kind?
I don't think it's innocence, but I would merely say, as I said, Gunguk, a cycle. The fact that, for example, girls our age would be attracted to 19 to 30-something-year-olds, and then we, out of the fact that we don't have a choice, would just rather go to younger girls. And the only thing I noticed is the fact that the age mates don't get along at all.
Yeah,
at all. They don't get along.
But from what I've seen, it's a thing that happens in every generation. Normally, I remember girls in my grade when I was in at school. They were always attracted to people older than us. Yeah, bro. And they would be occasionally attracted to us. You know, if you look good, obviously people are attracted to you. You have the better end of the stick. Yeah, bro. And then you have the younger ones that are looking at you. You know what I mean? It's a matter of biologically, females develop faster than males. You know that, right? So by the time you are both 18, she's already 22, 23. You know, she's already looking for, subconsciously, you know, biologically, she can't help it. She's already looking for a man that already has life figured out, that is stable, that is grown and can provide security, that can provide protection, that can provide, you know, a sense of comfort in and around her life. So you will see a guy driving a GTI coming to pick up a girl in grade 11, grade 12 for those particular reasons, because she thinks, that's what she thinks. She thinks that guy has life figured out. Sure. Yeah, bro. And then what happens to the younger ones is the same thing. You know, you are in grade 11. I'm going to try to make, examples of grades. Grade 11, a grade 8 girl, grade 9 girl is going to be attracted to you. because you seem like you have life figured out, and they don't know because they're looking at you from afar, you know, and you are older and you emit a certain sense of energy, and a certain impression. You give off a certain impression that you have everything on lock, so it provides them with a sense of security, because naturally women want to be secure in relationship, they want to be safe, they want to be loved and held, they want to be provided for. That's the nature of women.
Seemingly in Alea, that's not the case for the grade 8s and 9s.
That's not even the case. What is the case?
Not attracted to us, immaturity anymore. Still attracted to the 19 to 36-year-old.
Wow, that's new. That's new. But remember, we were speaking, you know, of majorities here. Are you saying that's the majority now? You know, in terms
Majority now.
your age mates. That's crazy.
And the youngins.
That's unbelievable, man. That is very unbelievable. You're telling me no girl in high school wants to be with a high scholar anymore?
A few of them want to go.
Whoa. Wow, that's I'm speechless. Because the thing of men dating younger women has been in existence for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at our parents, if you look at grandparents, you'll see age gap here 10 years, see age gap for 17 years, and it was a normal thing to do. So it's been a thing that's been normal for quite a while. So it's crazy. Like, from your perspective, Gil, where you are right now, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. What else? So let's not say it's pedophilia. Maybe it is. Let's not rule it out, actually. It probably is if someone is constantly seeking younger people. Yeah, well, probably is, but it depends. Are they off age? Are they not off age?
Any lawsuit I would have mentioned on your sheet.
No, don't mention people's names.
No,
But
I wasn't.
are they on, you know, do they have the legal age to consent to particular things? Do they not have the legal capacity to consent to particular things? Because if not, then it's a problem.
I'll need you to answer, Louis.
Let's go.
26. 15.
No, that's definitely illegal. No, like, for real, it's not even a thing I'm gonna laugh about. I don't even want to laugh at that. It's completely unacceptable. Literally, it's completely unacceptable. Don't laugh at it. I don't want to laugh, because I'm serious about this one. I'm very serious about this one. It's completely unacceptable. Completely. 16, 17. Those are not legal ages of consent for abantwana to be in relationships and to have sexual intercourse with people.
Alright. 27, 18. Normal.
She's of legal age. She has the legal right to actually consent to that relationship and any sexual engagements.
24 and 17.
Illegal, much. I'm not sure now what the age of consent is. I'm not sure whether it's 16 or 18, but mine, since I was young, I've always had the impression that it's 18.
Sure.
I've always known 18. I'm not sure what it actually is really, but I've always had it in my head that 18 is the legal age of consent, even sexual consent. Sexual consent is basically for a woman to engage with anybody, but I think it's lower. But
Okay, nowadays that is
morally
the case
now.
Yeah, nowadays that is the case, you know.
No, it's always been like that. Unfortunately.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's always been like that. So I don't know what people could do to salvage that, actually. I really don't know. You know, maybe parents could be more proactive, but these kids hide things. You guys are able to hide a lot of things. Anyone is able to hide things, actually. You know what I mean? Especially a relationship. And I don't think there's any regulation that could be put around that at this particular point. Yeah, well, because the law is there, the law states it, but people still do it, and there's nothing you can do. Others groom these kids from like grade 8, start dating these kids, you're having sexual intercourse with them up until she's 18, and all of a sudden nothing can be done about that. Yeah, well, I'm not sure in the legal context what steps could be taken, regarding that. If a parent finds out that you've been sexually engaging with Umdanake since she was 14 and now she's 18, I'm not sure. I'm not a legal practitioner. Not a legal practitioner. I'm not gonna give advice for anybody. I'm not gonna give legal, advice to anyone regarding that.
Sure.
So what else? What else do people your age deal with? Anything.
Sure. Nalena teenage pregnancy would be cliche. It is a common case. God.
How many kids are pregnant now at school?
Sure. Yeah. I'm only aware of 6.
No. What do you mean you only are like 6? Sure.
No.
That's crazy. That's a high number.
I'm aware of the 6 at Lunyaka. And then last year there were about 3 and 2 mothers.
Those are big numbers. Those are very big numbers.
One of those mothers opted to stop studying, whereas Utata is still studying.
So did she eventually come back to school?
No.
So those are some of the negative impacts of, teenage pregnancy, that it affects one party more than it affects the other, and people see nothing wrong with it. It's basically becoming such a norm, in society. Society being even the school society, that no one is putting, but you can't control even what happens outside of the school gates. So I can't really put it on the school. Yo, man, that's unfortunate. So she didn't come back to school?
Nah.
She probably went to another school.
Not in the school.
Wow.
Gafund.
Is she the only case of someone who had to leave school and not come back?
Yes.
Oh, that is unfortunate. That's deep, actually. It's a common theme, man, with a lot of young women who find themselves in situations that they know nothing of. Because I believe if the person, if this girl knew that it was going to end up, get to a point where she has to leave school and not, continue with her education, I don't think she would have engaged, and had that result to begin with. I think she would have been safe. You know what I mean? And more, I think probably those are some of the issues that you could, speak about in your term next year, if and when you get to be in the leadership structures of your school. Also, these conversations that we have, the insights, maybe you can spin them, get new perspectives from other people, and this could be some of the issues that you raise awareness of, in terms of the issues that affect the young people in school and the young people in society as a whole. You know what I mean? Because Ndalabango had to quit school because she was doing something that she literally had no intention of doing. I don't think anyone has an intention of, I'm going to get pregnant, I'm going to leave school, and I'm going to be uneducated with a baby. And I want this kid that I made a baby with to go back to school and finish his studies, go to varsity, meet someone else, and not come back to me. You see? So I don't think anyone is having that conversation enough at this particular point. So you could be the pillar, you could be the breakout point for these conversations in that environment, because we need more people to engage in conversations that many people are afraid to have. So just tell them, how about that chat, man? How about that chat? Teenage pregnancy in school, and you never know how many people are going to be affected or rather impacted by you. So, take every conversation, every perspective as preparation for something else. That's why you should only involve or allow into your life things that are going to build and grow you as a person. Yeah, because you can always use it later if it's for growth. Because growth goes somewhere. Yeah, growth goes somewhere. It feeds into something greater than the now moment. Yeah, but yeah. What else affects people? Before I let you go, you need to go study. Let me not be a statistic. These are more podcasts. Podcasts are keeping these kids from studying and passing. I don't want to be a statistic. So tell me. Give me one last one. Remember, you are leading this conversation.
Yo, yeah. What else? You
spoke about young men not opening up, egos, pedophilia, teenage pregnancy. What else is the problem?
Now my mind just jumped to social media and the way of which we follow it trends too easily, no matter how gracious they seem. It's like the more gracious they are, the better.
So it's like it doesn't have to make sense.
Jump straight to it out of the way.
The nonsensical it is. But it's like that's the state of the world, though. That's the state of the world. Not disputing your point,
Sure.
But I'm sure since it's a closed community, Iskolo and your peers, it's like, yo, but that's crazy. So you feel like people are gullible now. They just follow anything, especially if it's like non-constructive.
Yo.
So instead of studying, they're going to be watching this podcast.
Not in like an instance was last year during November exams. There was a challenge on TikTok, the ceiling challenge.
Which one is that?
Of which a girl or anyone would just stick your phone with the sellotape and then I'm in the top view, you're on the track.
Your peers are doing that. What's the so
during November exams?
So how does it work? So who wins? Like how do you win? How do you stick the phone on the ceiling to begin with? And
sellotape. You tape the terrafil.
And then you twerk.
Yes.
And then who's the judge? Like who comes out a winner here?
I don't know. Was it a winner? But what compelled me was the way of which Abandu jumped in. Everyone jumped in during November exams. Still, mind you.
That's crazy. I didn't see that one coming. I think more than anything, man, the enemy is winning, because people are so easily distracted and are easily lured into nonsensical things, Why? Like, what does that do for anybody?
Nothing.
What does that do for anybody? Instead, even it promotes pornography if they're twerking. That's soft porn. And that's one of the deadly scenes, that pull you away from your true essence, as a spiritual being. Now, all I can say, man, to your generation, which is really just next to my generation, if we're not the same generation,
sure,
find God. Like, for real. For real. It came as a joke because it's a one-liner. But it's true. Yes, every good joke contains the truth in it. Yeah, but I don't want to swear in this podcast, especially in front of you. I need to be an example here. Find God. I really hope the world as a whole, we find God. I hope we all get to a point where we are in a beautiful consensus with, the Lord, our Savior. A lot of things are going to be way better in life, once everyone is congruent to the journey that the Lord wants us to go through. Yeah, everything, literally, everything is at the will and at the command of Jesus Christ. Who controls nature besides us? We don't control it, but we try to impact it as much as possible. You know what I mean? Only God has the ability to tell the waves of the sea to stop, and they stop. Only God has the ability to literally flood the whole world or burn Sodom and Gomorrah. Only God can do that. And everything literally bends to the will of God except for human beings. Yeah, bro. And it's the weirdest thing. God ordered the animals to procreate and recreate. Yeah, bro. And they do exactly just that. They don't question it. A lion doesn't say, yeah, I'm nothing. I'm gonna sit this mating season out, man. I don't think I want to continue this. Actually, I want to follow my dreams. A lion won't say that. You know, it knows that once it starts becoming of age, it's time to find a mate. Yeah, bro. Sure. And if the I need to kill that guy and kill his kids and then raise my kids. And that's the way that God intended nature, and it listens to him complicitly. Yeah, bro. And we're the only only beings or things in existence that literally don't follow the word of God. And I really hope that we, you know, have more conversations about this, and we get to a point where we can literally be able to hear and listen and surrender and obey God. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. No problem. Appreciate you. But bro, you don't shake that hand sitting down. Look at how tall he is, you know. I don't think except when I got no one I got but yeah. It's right here. Damn, man. Shout out, man. We out.